Well, hello and welcome to the Dating Advisory Board. I'm your host, Jen Hecht. I'm so excited to have you guys here this evening. I got the wonderful, hilarious, and gorgeous Winter Harris on the show this evening. Oh, you guys are in for a good show tonight. We are going to talk everything dating, relationship advice.
No pressure.
No pressure. It's
Goodness.
fine. No, but we actually have a new segment that I created talking about dating app of the week. So we're going to chat about that.
Yes.
And Winter and I were talking on the break that we're going to dial in her mom. So her mom's going to be on the show, whether she realized. Well, now she probably knows, but we got some questions. That's right. No, but we're going to talk about profiles, do's and don'ts, but we're also going to talk dating dictionary and just all around dating advice.
Absolutely.
And just discussions. So let me give you a little background on Winter. Winter is an entrepreneur, published author, inspirational speaker, divorced mom of 4. That I love it. And DMV socialite who is passionate about philanthropic work in her community. She owns Virtually There Consulting, the Created to Be conference. That's coming up, right?
It is.
Okay, so let's talk about that real quick.
So the Created to Be conference is happening December 1st and 2nd right here in the DC area. So goodness, we got about less than 8 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what happened to the time.
Yeah.
We're excited. We got great speakers coming this year. So a lot of motivational speaking. If you're passionate about pursuing your purpose, this is a great conference for you.
Oh, that's awesome. So make sure you write that down and you go on, we'll give you Winter's, all her social media
It's
handles.
a lot.
Yeah. It'll be on the breaks on the show too. But she also hosts her own relationship show, The Winter Harris Show.
True story.
True story. It's hilarious.
Every Monday night, 9:30.
Yeah.
My Monday nights are wonderful. They're so much fun.
Oh my gosh, I literally go on there. I'm like crying, laughing. My kids are like, "What's funny?" I'm like, "Nothing."
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Right.
But yeah, and then she's also going to be hosting the Gospel Truth, right?
We are in the process of mapping out production, and so that will be
Good.
locally Comcast 190
I'm excited.
on TV.
I love
know
it.
they're actually going to put me on TV.
Yes, you're awesome. You're
They might want to
hilarious.
think through that first.
No, oh my gosh, I love it. But I love it because on your show, you come from such an authentic place, right? And you speak the truth. And
That's
if people
all I
don't
know.
like it, I can't
They can
help
unfollow
you.
me, unfriend me, anything. I mean, go eat a burrito. But, you know,
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, exactly.
Just talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. So I'm excited about that. And this is really impressive. She holds a bachelor's degree in communication. True. A master's of business administration and is pursuing her doctorate in business administration. So congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
I love it.
I'm excited about it. I should be done. My daughter graduates in 2020 from high school.
Okay.
I should graduate with my doctorate the same year.
That is amazing. I mean, you must really organize. Are you a Virgo?
I'm a Libra.
Okay. All right.
Libras are great. Like, we're like the best relationship people ever. And I heard one horoscope person say that we weren't. They clearly were like drunk when they made that. Because I'm like, that's not true. We're great people.
Oh, okay.
But no, I think that's where my personality comes from. Like, I'm very Libra.
You're very Libra.
Very Libra. So I try to be organized, but I don't know that I get it right all the time.
Well, I'm like
I
the
try.
Virgo. I'm like your typical Virgo. I got my
Are you
West.
really?
Yeah, but I also have Leo in me, so I'm a fire. I got,
Oh, Libras. Yeah, that's
Leo.
probably where I met Jen for the first time and was like, oh, she's my sister for life.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm like, you all know me. I mean, by now, hello. I mean, I just don't care.
you don't.
I just don't.
And that we bond on that.
Yes.
I don't care either.
I just don't. I mean, I care. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I'm just going to tell how it is.
I don't care. And I'm okay with saying I don't care. I mean, I love people, but as far as like getting involved in the personal stuff,
No, let me preface it. It's like we don't care to come. Like if you ask us a question, we will give you the answer. And
according to us,
right? According to
the truth, according to us,
right?
Right.
It may not be all right all the time, but it's just we're in the trying to help you be the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
And maybe look at things a little bit differently and more
different perspective. Truth is always a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people are uncomfortable with the truth,
Yeah.
but it's not because they don't want to hear it. It's just like, did she just say that?
Yeah.
Yes. You
And
need someone to be
usually it's with
honest.
a little sarcastic joke.
Yeah. The truth is always better with laughter.
Oh, it is. Okay, and then kind of like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
no, but we're excited. No, but I love talking to the girls and that's the whole thing about having a tribe in your community is,
True.
to being able to hear feedback, as I always say, being coachable, especially in the dating world, like what you're good at, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, right? And get honest
Absolutely.
feedback, right? Build your board the right way.
And most people don't rely on their boards as much as they should.
It's true.
I think sometimes we rely on our boards after the fact.
Yeah.
And it's like, why didn't you ask me before? We wouldn't have to be having these, meltdown.
So how can I improve?
Kumbayas,
Yeah,
right.
I know. And then sometimes you wish you could get a hold of those, people you date. Like, okay, so you're saying you don't like me anymore. That's fine. But is there any room for it's like a performance review?
Yes.
Just help the next soul.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. But yeah.
I try to be the friend that's honest.
Yeah.
You might not like my honesty, but I mean it's because I love you.
Right.
You only lie to people you don't care about.
That's true.
I think that's what we forget. So if you want a friend that's gonna lie, I'm not that friend for you.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the truth in love.
Yeah, there you go. But what would you say? So you have your show, the Winter Hair Show, right? And so we were talking a little bit before the show started. What are some of the common issues you hear from people?
The most common is that the older you get, the harder it is to date. And I think because for women, we have that dream, that fairy tale. We want to settle down. We want to find that Prince Charming. But guys, the older they get, they're kind of okay with playing the field. And men have a lot more options than women.
They have no problem telling you either.
No, they don't. But, it's a reality, especially, in the DMV area in particular. There is a lot more women than there are men.
Right.
And men are like, hey, I can play the field as long as I like. It takes them a
True
while
story.
to figure out that they want to settle down.
Yeah.
So, most common problem I get is like, I'm getting older. I want to settle down. Like, how can I find the one that's for me? And sometimes it's just time and opportunity. Like, you can't really map that out.
Right.
However, if you're kind of stuck in your ways and set in your ways, you're going to struggle to find someone because there's no perfect guy. You got to be flexible with whoever
or girl,
you find.
Yeah, exactly. Think about it. If you're making the same mistakes, I hear this a lot. Well, I keep dating the same person, and the same thing happens, and I'm still getting disappointed. Well, maybe we need to look at in the mirror why you're attracting or going towards those type of people. If it's the same pattern of
absolutely,
behavior of the negative Nancy's.
And I think people do struggle to look inward.
Yeah.
When it comes to dating, it's like, this is their problem or that's their problem. Well, at what point are you going to accept responsibility that, maybe being a certain way isn't the best fit for you, and that's why you keep attracting the same raggedy person.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Right. And, that goes into talking about, can type A personalities date each other, or does it have to be type A, type B? Like that, I'm always so interested in that because, type A's may be attracted to each other, but then once you get into the situation and then you're struggling for,
Control.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I've had this question too because I'm an extreme extrovert.
Yeah.
And I find that I attract a lot of introverts. And I'm like, why? Like, you want to stay
you're
home.
fun. You're awesome. And
I'm
super
fun,
smart.
but long term, I think people think so short term. I think long term, is that what's most beneficial for a relationship? I think if that person is not willing to be flexible,
right,
then I'm going to drive them crazy because there's a part of me that likes to be social 100% of the time.
Right.
And an introvert more than likely likes to be at home at some
Right.
point. So I just think, I'm not saying it can't work. You just really need to make sure that you are willing to compromise and figure out what's comfortable for both. And I find that the older a person gets, the less compromising they're willing to do.
Absolutely. They are
So-
set in their ways.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm probably not the best fit for a person that is an extreme introvert.
Introvert,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to drive them nuts.
Yeah, because they're going to want to stay home. You're like, I want to go out. I want to go here. I have this
I
event.
can
Yeah.
think of an excuse to go out every single second of the day. I mean, and it's not just going out. It really is that interaction with people.
Right.
And introverts really value their alone time.
Like
And
to
it's-
recharge the batteries.
Yes. And
Right.
so how do you recharge? I recharge by being in the midst of people. Someone else recharges by being at home alone and being by themselves. So yeah, it can work. I'm not saying it can't work. I just will probably need to stick to people that are more social. That's that's what's worked for. That's from personal experience. But
well, what about, so what would you say for two type A personalities? How are they going to make it work? Because if they're, type A's.
so this is where personalities introvert and extrovert becomes handy, because even though they both may be type A, you may find that if one is more social and one is more laid back, they can balance each other out.
That's true.
I think you can also delegate responsibilities.
Tweetable
You know
moment.
what it is.
Tweetable
you
moment.
You can also
Tweetable
delegate
moment.
responsibilities. Like, who's going to be responsible for what? Maybe this person is more well versed in finances, so they handle your finances. Type A people like to be in control. What can you be in control of that is beneficial to the relationship but doesn't feel like you're stepping on each other's toes?
Right.
So I've seen type A's, together that work just fine. It's just figuring out where they fit in the relationship.
Yeah. What do you say about having, this type A strong woman, and then so I hear a lot.
Okay. Listen, let me tell you, I'm a strong woman. I'm not weak by any stretch of the imagination. However, my advice to strong women, because I get a lot of you in my inbox saying you're looking for love, and at the end of the day, men don't want to date men. And I know that might sound harsh, ladies, but they just don't. So you have to figure out how to hone that strength in and learn how to let them be the man. You can't run everything. No man of strength wants to be ran by a woman. And that's just the God honest truth. So I think it can work. You got to tap into your femininity a little bit and let them be a man.
Let them. We had Dr. Willie Jolly on the show a few weeks back, talking about how to make. He has a new book out. It's really good. Top 10 Secrets to Making a Lasting, Loving Marriage, and it was really good. And he says, basic. Just men want respect and sex. He's like, it's really
true.
And then they
It's
just said
simple.
that. I was like, wait, what? And
It's true story.
True story. I mean, there's other things, but think about that. If you don't feel respected by your partner, and then you're both type A's, it's going to be
and then
interesting.
a lot of type
horrible.
A's or strong women like to
Yeah.
boss around, and no man wants to be treated. No grown man. Now, if he likes it, then that's a whole other topic.
that's-
but if no grown man
He has
wants to
therapy.
be told wants to be told what to do.
Right.
So it's
It's
a respect
reframing the
thing.
question. Like when you walk in
Yeah.
the door, yes, you may have to be strong at work on both sides, but when you come and you walk in the door, it
Take
should
that cape off.
Yeah.
Fling it off.
Yeah.
I mean, faint a little bit.
Yeah.
Something. Give
Right.
them something to work towards. Fake faint. That always works. Like they
Fake
just want to be.
Do you say faint? I'm
Fake
gonna
faint.
Okay, I'm gonna faint. Oh,
It's men like to be needed.
this is so
And it's
true.
just the truth of it. They
Yeah.
do like to feel needed. It's not.
And complimented.
Yes.
Like, you're doing a great job.
It's a little bit of ego stroking, but
Yeah.
if you do it right, it's not narcissistic.
Yeah.
Stroking. That's that's different.
Like if you have to
too,
tell them
but
like 20 million times a day how
Yeah.
wonderful they are, then
That's
well,
team too much.
maybe, yeah,
have a seat.
yeah.
Nobody has time for
Go
that.
sit down.
Yeah. But, I mean, men like to be needed, and
Yeah.
we have to remember that even though we're strong women, we're still women, and
Yeah.
you have to tap into that femininity. I know sometimes we want to be like, Wonder Woman, but we're not, and it's okay not to be.
And it's hard though, because we're both single moms, like you're
Yes.
having to take both sides, and so you have to kind of, I've had to kind of look back and reflect and be like, oh wait, because I don't realize I'm like technically doing that, but then you're like, oh okay, and then your lesson is learned when there's something happens, and you're like,
true.
oh okay, well good to know now. But could have used that knowledge earlier, but whatever, it doesn't even matter. But I'm just saying, it's like, but you have to learn from like getting feedback and talking.
takes time. It takes time
because you get
because-
set in your ways. You're like, well, I have
Exactly.
to like if I'm not doing it, someone else. You're just used to doing it just because no one else is around to do it,
Absolutely.
right? So like you just have to figure it out, and yeah, I mean, like hedging bushes, really? really? I mean,
not
I do it.
hedging. I'm not
I
hedging
do
no
it.
bushes.
I'm
I'm not hedging any
I gotta
bushes.
see over. I gotta see out my front door.
That's the one thing I'll pay for. If it's outside, I'll
Oh, they
pay
missed.
some.
Yeah, I was like, I'd say to see they missed it one day. I was like, dang it, I can't see who's coming and going in my driveway.
But you did take it on.
I
And-
took
and
it on.
Who else? Do you have a man in the closet that you can?
No.
And you know what? Speaking
mean,
of which,
that'd be interesting.
This is what I talked about. I have really thought about creating this thing called Rent-A-Boo. So when you need things done, you
is
can rent a boo.
On to something.
Seriously, when you need the grass cut, gas in your car, snow shoveled, rent a boo.
Rent
We
a
should
boo.
be able to rent a boo. It's not the same as renting an escort. It's renting
Well,
a
you're
boo.
kind of paying them, depending on
But
what.
it's not
It
for
depends.
sexual
Yeah,
favors.
right, I know, I'm
It's
just
for a
kidding.
legit
Depends on
purpose.
what's on that invoice.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Jake?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is there a checkbox for that?
maybe that could be an alternate service.
Oh my God. Now you're into like sugar daddy, sugarmama.com.
Alternate cuddling service? I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, come on.
Did you know that there is people, and I saw on
Professional cuddlers?
Yes, in New York.
Absolutely.
I did see that.
So if they can professional cuddle, surely we can rent a boo. There's a
I
market for
knew-
that. You guys are not going to tell me there's not a market for that. I know plenty of single women who would rent a boo.
I mean, we may need to talk after the show.
This could be done.
This could be done.
Don't knock it until you try it. Do you
Exactly.
know if this is like the next multi-million-dollar business?
Yes.
Then I don't want to hear any words,
Right.
any disagreements,
Rent a boo.
any negative
Well, it's like
information
two
about
guys
it.
in a, or college hunks, Holland Junk, right?
It's the same concept, Jen. Like, we're just transferring this to real life needs. Who wants
mean,
to take
it's-
out the trash when you can rent a boo for that?
Yeah, just come at 3 to 4 on a Monday.
I'll
before
set it
trash
outside.
day.
You ain't even got to come in the house.
No, you just wheel it out. It's all
Set
about
it outside.
ROI. Like, what do I am really
Yeah.
staying in my lane? I know
There's
what
a
I'm good
place
at.
for that. I'm convinced.
I mean,
Say
think
what
about
you
that.
want.
And then
Rent
you
a
could
boo.
say, and you can even have, I think there's something where you can say, okay, I need an expert in putting something together, and you can rent,
Rent a boo.
I mean, what, is that
you
like
guys
movie
are not
night?
Gonna sit here and say I'm not on to something.
This is actually pretty good.
It's a wonderful idea.
I mean, because I'll tell you what, handyman, hard to come by. That's one of my major criteria is if you do not know how to use a drill, you need not
See?
apply.
And exactly, and if you can rent those services, it would honestly probably help women make better relationship decisions. They wouldn't be in such a hurry to fill that role if they could rent it.
Yeah. Instead of trying to figure it out themselves.
It's a thought.
It's a
Just
thought.
putting it out there.
Put it out there. I love it.
Just putting it out there.
Well, yes, we would love to hear your feedback on that on the break. We're going to take a quick break, right? And when we come back, we're going to talk about more renting booze. I love it. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back. I love it. Welcome back to the Dating Advisory Board. If you just missed, we're talking about renting a boo. And people, Jacob, our sound engineer, and the other interns are just saying, well, hold on a second. So let's hear your feedback, Jacob.
Let's hear it.
During the break, I was saying that Rent a Boo would be really good for the women's market. Wanting to get the app to get some booze.
How about around the house? Okay, let's
yeah.
clarify.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that'd be really great. But for the men trying to be like
boo.
the service, if you named it Rent a Man, it would be potentially more appealing to the man market.
But I think And I completely agree with you, but I do feel like the thought of getting paid would be enticing to college students regardless of what it was called.
Definitely.
So I think if you target a certain
That's why they were really good at. Look at how big the business
But
is
but
for
if we're signing
college
up to-
hunks hauling junk. I mean, hello.
there you go.
But if
And
we're-
I can tell you, I saw them, and they're not all college people. I see them, but I'm just saying it's a marketing.
yeah.
It's how they market.
We're straight mapping out business plans up
I mean,
in
this
here.
is the dating advisory board, business tactics to the dating world. Okay.
I'm totally for it. Anybody
I'm
want to
just
put
saying.
up capital? I'm
yeah,
down.
I mean, I got some investors.
Let's go. Because I'm telling you, this would probably take off so quickly. Do you know how many shelves lay unput together in women's houses?
Oh, you know what? Okay, perfect example, true story. My house right now, I went to Home Depot, nice little Saturday, and I bought this. I want to do a big whiteboard, so I was like, well, I'll just buy a whiteboard paint. So I was like, I'll do it. So like, I prepped the wall. I am from Michigan. My dad, I'm not really Bob Vila, but my dad is, so I know how to do this stuff.
Okay.
Don't want to do it, but I can do it. And so I like prep the wall, fill the holes, do the whole thing, stand there, whatever, right? I know it's a true story, but I'm like, oh, and there's the 2 paint cans. I'm like, I just like, what if that gets on my, pants?
So you
and
just didn't do it.
And so it's still sitting there. I plan on doing it this weekend.
This is why you need to
That's
rent
what
a
I'm saying.
booth.
Like, can someone please come over and paint my whiteboard
Come
so I can have
on.
all the dating advisory board
Ladies,
ideas?
feel free to chime in. I know you ladies would rent this service
Yes.
like clockwork.
Yes.
We'd probably be booked solid for the first year.
Yeah,
At least.
yeah.
All I'm
Company
saying
parties.
is that
Company
if
parties.
we sign up to be a boo, we want some cuddling afterwards.
Well,
That's leaning more towards the escort prostitution.
Yeah, we don't want- we're just talking about
Nothing
that.
sexual.
no, I was
Just trying to
talking
be a boo.
about
But some
handyman.
people don't like the hug. What you smell like? I need to know.
Yeah, is it before or after putting up the shows?
Yeah, I was
Exactly.
like, ooh, this could be debatable.
I mean, what your tip could be a cuddle
yeah,
or a hug?
that's
Could it be? I don't know.
It could-
Some women might be.
It could be an
open to
extended hug.
It. Like it's
I
extended.
bet it could.
Sorry.
Depending upon how the day goes.
You're doing more than just renting. That's getting into something else.
Yeah,
I mean, you could find love and rent a boo. It could be the.
I wouldn't put it past it. I mean,
It could happen.
it could happen. I mean, because man,
Keep
like,
an open mind, friends.
yeah, keep an open mind. So thank you guys for the feedback. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so what are some of the other, we got off on tangent.
We did.
So the common things that we get from other things from your listeners. I'm like choking on myself.
Common things.
Yeah.
My listeners send me a lot of inbox questions. I think relationship scenarios are really big.
Yeah.
What do your listeners or your followers think about this situation or that situation? It's just everything: dating, divorce, life, parenting.
Now that's a good segue. Dating while divorced and with kids.
I do get a lot of women that ask me personally, like, how do you juggle,
Yeah.
a dating life when you do have kids? I think it becomes an issue when you don't have a support system. I do. My mom and my sisters all live in the area. Granted, I love my kids. You might not like yours. I like mine.
So I wanna
And
hang out with them.
I like hanging
Yeah.
out with
Yeah.
them because you're already sharing them.
Right.
If you're on a split custody agreement, you're already sharing your time with them. So I try to hoard all the time I have. But I will say that because they are with their dad, I do use that time to do me. I
Right.
use that time to pursue, my passions, and
Exactly.
my fun time is
Your fun
wrapped
time.
up in that time. So I say if it's a priority, make it a priority. Set some boundaries. I don't recommend, if you have children, bringing your dates back to your home.
Right,
I think
no.
that's your children's, space. That's your
Right.
personal space. Unless you're getting serious, your kids have no business knowing about your dating life. I just think, there's a time for everything. So I tell people to date smart and date deep. Those are important details, especially when you're coming out of a divorce. You're emotional. You're trying to heal. Do that first.
Yeah,
and
take
then
some time to
take
get-
some time. Yeah.
Take some time.
Do that first. But when you're ready to get back out there, enter with an open mind and with caution, but just be open. I find people are so scared after divorce.
Oh yeah, because like, oh God, like I said, walking in a chloroform cloth, like you don't know how that night's gonna go down,
Right.
right? I mean, you don't know.
It's scary. I will say,
Yeah.
I married my college sweetheart at 19.
Wow.
And so from 19 until, 33, 34, I guess it's been almost 3 years. So 33, I was with the same man for 14 years. So when I got back into the dating world, I was like, what the freak is this about?
Yeah.
So it's definitely scary. I'm not saying that it's easy, but still, keep an open mind. I had fun.
Yeah.
I just didn't put any pressure on myself to find
And
someone.
I think that's the problem is that they come up
Right.
with this story like, oh, this is the perfect person because they check all the boxes. Well, you don't
Yeah.
know the other boxes that that will be revealed
Just
down the line.
Have fun.
Just have fun. Learn
don't
about
put-
that person.
Absolutely. Because you
Right.
never know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You don't know. Some
Could
things
be a
are
representative.
there. It's always okay. So let's talk
Yeah,
about
let's
representatives.
do
It's
that.
always a representative for an extended period of time. Sometimes some people
Yeah.
have gotten good at utilizing their representatives for 6 months to a year.
You
in
could
some
be
cases.
married to your representative.
You could be.
Don't
Don't get
even
me
know it.
started.
Oh yeah.
That's
oh, the
a true
stories.
story. Oh, the stories. Oh, the stories. That's
Yeah.
true. So
And then you wake up, you're like, I'm sorry, who
Who
are
is that?
you? You know, the devil incarnate. I mean, well, that's kind of
It's
the stories I hear.
sad, but it happens. So yeah, people do show their representatives for quite some time. So give yourself time
Yeah.
to get to know that person. I mean, we've all made mistakes in that.
Absolutely.
And we've jumped the gun too soon because we were so, I don't know if it was in love.
Excited.
In faux love.
Yeah, in
a
faux
fake version of a faux, fake.
I think there's a lot of chemicals going,
yeah,
pheromones.
fake love.
Yeah.
Drake, fake love.
Drake-
Showing fake love in the beginning, and
Right.
then it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even like this person.
Yeah.
I've known people that have done that. Like they said, they've dated someone. They've, what can I do? Like I've realized I don't like this person after 6 months. And like,
Wow,
you've been
that's
with
a
us
long
for
time.
6 months. You're just not figuring that out.
I mean, do they travel a lot
but
internationally?
representative. Sometimes people hold on to the representatives, and they're just now starting to get comfortable.
No,
And
I
it's
don't
like-
have time for that.
But some people play around and they do let things linger instead of addressing the problem because there is a fear of being by themselves.
Oh, yeah, no.
And so they'll put up with stuff longer than they should because it's like, when am I going to find someone again? Like, is it really that bad? And I'm like, well, yeah, it is that bad. Do you really want to be in a half situation that, well, I call them situationships. Do you really want to be in a
Situationship,
situationship?
tweetable moment,
For the
right
rest
there.
of your life, like, and some people are comfortable doing that. It's like,
They'll
no,
just stay in it
I'm
just
too
because-
old for that. I'd rather be
I've
single.
invested time. I got to tell the stories all over again, and
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, I'm just telling you. Sometimes I want to be like a presentation, like the boardroom. I'm like, okay, here's the video. Just come back after an hour.
Let me know if you still want to pursue me
Yes.
after you've read
Here
this
you go.
information, this PowerPoint
here's-
presentation on my
Here's some
life.
bullets.
Right.
Here's some bullet points.
I don't know.
Here's the overview.
It's hard. It's really hard. But be open. That's
Yeah.
my main advice to people that are newly out of long-term or divorces, long-term relationships. Be open.
Yeah.
You never know. But just don't put so much pressure on yourself.
No.
Quit trying to get hitched 2 seconds after
Yeah,
you
no.
just got a divorce. I like my freedom.
Me too. I'm good.
I mean, I'm not advocating divorce. I get those people like, you advocate divorce. No, but my life has been great after my divorce because I just decided to embrace my singleness and my time of being a woman.
Because you have to
by
embrace like
myself.
what
Yes.
your situation is right now. If you were so down on it,
Absolutely.
then you're going to bring the negativity around you. So like if you just got to, bring the positivity in the situation.
I'm a positivity pimp. Like that is the goal, right? That's what I strive to do.
I
every
love that.
day.
Positive.
I'm a positivity pimp. I mean, life is sucky enough. We got people shooting up the
I
place
know.
and just losing their minds. And I'm like, we need more positivity. So I consider myself a positivity pimp.
Yeah.
I draw a lot of wackadoodles as a result of my positivity pimpness. Let me just tell you. They love positivity, but I don't know. I just have fun. Jenna's like, I don't even know what to say.
I'm
to
like,
that.
I don't have anything to say. No, I'm just kidding. No, so all right. So tell me some of the crazy stories. So are you out there in the dating world and you're like crazy stories?
Oh God.
I mean, I gotta hear this.
So you know what? When I first got back into dating, personally, to the worst advice ever from my sister and my friend, decided to get on Tinder. And so they signed me up for Tinder, and I thought,
Your mom really likes to sign up for these dating sites.
I don't know. I was open. I was being open. I
Yeah.
was taking my own advice, being open. So they signed me up for Tinder, and I thought, well, what is even the point? And she was like, oh, you just swipe, and people swipe if they like you. And I think within 24 hours, I had like 300 like swipes. Yes.
Did you just swipe them up? You just kept swiping?
I didn't swipe any. My sister put my profile picture up, and they started. Your picture goes live, so
Yeah.
they started swiping on me, and I'm like, "What the heck is this?" So she was like, "We're gonna help you find someone." So they found this jerk. He was a jerk, and
Ooh.
I hope you're watching. You're a jerk if you don't know you
Oh.
are.
There you go.
But he started, we actually went out a couple times, but the third time we went out, his jerkness really came out, and he started talking to someone else while we were on our date. And I saw him, and I'm like, really? So, fast forward. That night, I'm telling
That
on
is
myself
horrible.
so bad. Anyway, that
What a
night,
jackwagon.
after he went off, I dismissed him. Actually met someone else that night that I
Ooh.
went out with. Yeah, true story. So, but it was, okay, to my defense, it was dark, so I really couldn't see his face, but he seemed like he was cool enough, right? So we agreed to go out. We go out like the next week, and I just wasn't attracted to him. I don't know how else to say it. It was bad. But he really liked me and was like, hey, can we go out again? And I didn't know at the time how to,
yeah, how do you say that?
it's hard. Like,
You just have to be
anyone who's
honest.
saying that it's easy, it's not easy, because when a person is genuinely nice, it's hard
Yeah.
to let them, basically say, no, I don't really like you like that.
Right.
So I didn't really know how to say no. Be honest. That's my recommendation. Just be honest. Just say, hey, can we just be friends? I'm
Yeah.
not really feeling a romantic
Or like
connection.
chemistry with you.
I didn't
right.
say that. So I went out on another date with him, and I knew the date was going to go bad because as soon as I got in his car, it smelled like, I don't know, Weedgate. It was really, really bad. And I'm like, oh, crap.
Okay,
I'm
let's
stuck.
just we're stuck here. We're
Exactly.
committed for the next at least hour and a half. So
So let's just figure it out.
just make the best of the
So
situation.
I messaged my girlfriend and I said, I don't know what you're doing right now, but you're going to stop what you're doing. This is a 911 emergency. You're going to get me out of this, and you're going to get me out of this fast. She's
Yeah.
like, okay, hang tight. I'm going to
Yeah.
come up with something.
Yeah.
So she makes up some excuse, and I'm like, look, I got to go. My friend is in trouble. I got to get to her.
I got to go.
And so I leave the date. I get in the Uber car, and the guy was like, that bad. And I'm like,
Oh,
God.
he knew.
Yes, that bad. So I go get my friend, and she was like, what happened? I'm like, it was just a mess. And she's like, well, the night is still young. Let's, go hang out on
Yeah.
U Street. Let's utilize the night. So we go to U Street to hang out.
Don't tell me he was there.
Kid you not. Dude walks
Stop
in.
it.
Yes. Dude walks in. 30 minutes later, he walks right in, and I was like, oh, crap. He just walked in. She was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm like, he saw me. So he walks in straight to me, and he was like, that's effed up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like, you're absolutely right.
Sorry. Eek.
Oh, that was an epic fail on my part. So
But it's a lesson learned, though.
It
So let's
is.
take it into
Be
a positive.
honest.
Yeah, positive
Be
note.
honest.
Be
I-
honest. Just say I'm not feeling a connection. Don't just ghost them. Or not.
don't do it. Learn from my mistakes, people. Don't do
Right.
it. Just tell them, you know what, this is not the move.
Not happening.
I like you, but I don't like you like that. And
Aw.
keep it moving.
Keep
I
it
learned the
moving.
hard way. Bless his heart.
I know.
He
Poor
meant
guy.
well.
He meant
He meant well. It just wasn't for me. And so but I've met some great people on like OkCupid.
Yeah.
I've
I've
really
heard
like-
about. Yes,
I'm
yes.
serious. I met
Okay.
some really nice people on OkCupid. So, Tinder, I really didn't. I'm not saying you can't find love on Tinder. I just didn't find it. So I don't really recommend it because I do find a lot of people are just hooking. That's
Yeah.
a hookup app. But OkCupid, I really did find, really nice
This
guys.
was about the second person that said that in like the last couple of days about that.
OkCupid?
Yeah. And
I'm
Zeus,
serious.
and Zeus.
Speaking of Zeus, my mom is a Zeus expert.
Okay, we should call her.
I'm telling you. Oh, goodness.
Let's see if we can get mom on the
Let's see if
phone.
we can get mom on the line. My mom is oh Lord. Maybe I should give a disclaimer.
Yeah. Mom, you're on live video around the world right now.
Oh goodness. But yeah, she's a Zeus expert. I didn't even know it existed. And so she actually sets up my sisters. She tries to set me up, but I'm like, I don't need any help. I'm good. But I feel like she probably would be a great matchmaker.
Oh, maybe she should do that. Maybe that's her calling.
Maybe. My sisters are still unmarried, so the jury
Why?
is
When
still
did she
out.
start? But are they going on the dates?
No,
See,
no.
they have to be willing to go on the dates as well.
That's true. but that's a little scary. Like, what do you say? My mom said, how does that work?
Yeah, so you're just gonna have to do like a little recon, like of what was said prior to going out with them.
How does that work, really?
She's not.
No, she's not answering.
Oh, dang.
She's probably watching. It's like, I know she's not calling me. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not answering
on the
right
radio
now.
live.
I'm not doing it.
If she dials back in, I'm going to put her on because
There you
she
go.
really is good at it. And I'm like, how are you finding these people? She's like, oh, it's a great app. And
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
Okay, great app.
I'm actually impressed.
I am too. She's more hip to the game than I am. People ask me where I get like my relationship wisdom or my comedy. Like my mom is
Yeah.
really great and she's hilarious. I feel like more funny than me, but you know, the jury is still out.
Oh my
It
God,
is.
I love it. Okay, so what do you think? We talked about theory versus, since we've both been married, right? So
Yes.
here's an interesting thing about the theory versus an effort and dating versus being married. And especially now, you know, with social media, and there's so many people accessible via all these different. I mean, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of apps out there. And what do you think? I want to hear your thought on it versus like being married and being comfortable, like keeping up with how you look and feel, and versus now like you're dating, like you gotta always wash your hair,
Kind of step it up a notch.
You're right. Keep them.
You know, there is a level of comfort that comes from being married. You just kind of feel like the person's stuck with you. They got to take it, regardless if you want to wear a pair of sweatpants or not. I mean, that part of me kind of misses having that.
Yeah.
Because you do always kind of have to be on when
Right.
you're not married to someone.
Yeah, like I gotta do my makeup and I gotta go to Starbucks. Like
But
this is something else.
Jen,
Like
there
I'm
is-
tired.
Yeah, there is freedom in not caring though. So I'm telling you, I feel like the older I've gotten, the younger Winter would have been like, yeah, I do need to be dressed up all the time. But the older I've gotten, the less I've cared. I'm
Yeah.
like, look here, there's going to be some days I'm not going
Like
to
my
have
hair
on
up,
makeup.
no makeup.
Yeah, you need to be okay with that.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, if you don't like what you see on a regular basis, then you're probably not going to like me past what you see in a nice photo. Like, that's just not me.
Yeah.
How many are you going out in a beat face every day? I'm not. I got kids. Like, like I don't have time for that. So I mean, it's tough. I do
It's
think
tough.
it's tough, and I think that's kind of what people crave is that comfort of going to someone that accepts you without having to kind of dress it up and
All
know.
the time. Yeah. I mean, you gotta relax and have. I mean, I'm always in yoga pants. I mean, you'll never not. And I'm not
Yoga
always
pants are
going to the
great.
gym. Just saying. And I don't do yoga, so I mean, they're my workout pants.
That's so true.
I mean,
I'm guilty.
I'm guilty. There's this one of my favorite mime that just came out, and it was I wear yoga pants because it gives me full. If you don't like me in yoga pants or something like that, I don't care. You can fight me because I have full range of motion. I love it. It's true. I mean, you can
yoga
run.
pants.
I mean, if there's there's an emergency, run from a date. I mean, you are in yoga pants. That's what it's starting off at a
I'm
coffee
a
date.
leggings expert.
Yeah, exactly.
I love leggings. Some
Yeah.
people hate them. I don't want to hear it. You're way too negative if you don't like leggings.
Yeah.
Like I
They're
love
easy.
leggings.
They're
Yes.
comfortable.
You can dress them up if
Yeah.
you wanna,
Why
but
not?
I'm an advocate for leggings. Like there's not enough leggings in the world. That's
Full
the way
range of
I
motion,
feel.
people.
Yeah, it can be beneficial.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I never mind.
Yeah.
This ain't after dark.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah, this is
Almost,
still like
it's a rated PG.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
know.
stop.
I mean,
Almost
it's
said
actually
something.
not. We're not FCC regulated, so you could basically
Right.
say
I don't know if
anything.
my mama's watching.
Yeah,
so-
so we'll just
I don't want her
run
texting
back.
me like, really? Yeah, anyway. So I understand and I definitely get how people are like, hey, I just want to be with someone that loves me, that accepts me. I don't have to always
Yeah.
be on for, because
Right.
I do feel like that's where we get into the representatives. People do feel like they always have to be on when they're dating.
Right.
And so being in a long-term relationship or a marriage kind of takes that away. And
Yeah.
I get it.
I
I just
get
think it is what it is.
It's true, and also when you think about, let's talk about profile do's and don'ts. Okay, we're gonna go there for a hot
Oh.
minute, because let's just talk about, and this goes for guys and girls at the same
Yes.
time. Okay, this is like across the board. Let the pictures tell a story about you, but also first know what you're posting on different
Yes.
sites. Tinder is probably gonna be a little bit different than OkCupid. Right, because usually OkCupid is looking
Yes.
for relationships
Yes.
or wanting to be in a relationship. Tinder's probably not the case, right?
No.
So if that's what you're, make sure you know what your pictures are saying about you.
Make sure it's you.
And that too. And an accurate one of that. And, I don't say like you get these grainy pictures. Oh, or all sunglasses. No.
Oh goodness. Filters are
Stop.
us. Can we stop shopping there?
Yes. But it gets aggressive. I mean,
Yeah.
at the point where I'm like, I can't even tell where your facial features are.
You're
It's
doing
just
too
one
much.
blur,
Yes.
Yeah, but and it's dark. You can't see like the back, like, or where's Waldo? Like,
Absolutely.
which one is it? Hey, there's like 8 of you in the picture.
I've been catfished by men. Like, it's not just a woman thing. It's a men thing.
Oh.
Like, men do catfish. It's like, come on, you cannot put high school pictures on your profile picture.
Yeah.
Put pictures that are recent. Like,
And then
within
if I see a picture, true story, if I see like an older picture on there, I'm like, nope, because they're hiding something.
Absolutely.
Because if you can't go on there, like you're talking about, your representative, right? So if you're not going to sit there and show who you really are, I mean, all these phones have very good camera lenses in
There's
them.
no
I mean,
excuse.
there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Have someone else take it. And then the bathroom selfies.
Okay, you're too old for that.
I mean,
If you're over 30 taking a bathroom selfie, I'm questioning you. I'm judging.
I mean, do you even have any friends?
I'm judging
Yeah,
you.
I'm judging
I'm just
you.
putting it out there. I'm judging
It's
you if you
true.
have a bathroom selfie over 30. Get out your bathroom mirror. We have selfie sticks. There's no excuse. Go outside.
I would ask a random stranger before I would go. I'm like, can you take a picture, please? And
Yeah,
like,
we're done. We're finished. We are finished, and we are through with bathroom selfies.
yeah, like I can't
Done.
even stand it because then you get to see everything, like because they don't realize the reflection in the mirror,
Right.
Right, and then you see all their stuff and how dirty they are, and you're like, nope.
I'll
True story.
pass.
Like
Yes.
I don't need to know what kind of toothpaste you use.
Take pride in your profile picture, please.
Just look around, like what's on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
So,
know. And then
other-
so that was it. So let them tell the story, like
Yes.
right. And
I
then,
think it's great. I'm actually not against like a professional profile picture either. Like
Yeah.
if you have like a business kind of
I think there should be one, especially if you're in business,
Yes.
to show that you're, that
things that you like to do.
Right.
Maybe show pictures if you like zip lining or you like fishing.
Hiking or biking,
yes, please
skiing.
let me know if you like to hike because I don't. And so that lets me
No,
know.
yeah, like okay, we're done here.
that
Yeah.
we don't need to really talk because I don't want to go hiking because I don't like the sweat. So yeah, if you're at yoga class or cycling, if
Yeah.
you're CrossFit,
Yeah.
you're probably not the man for me because I don't like to exercise that much.
Oh, we'll change her on that.
Yes, work on. I do need to work on, but I'm just saying, like those are things that tell a story. That's something that you want to put out there when
Right.
you're dating.
But then also though, you don't have to always like the same things they like, but to be
That's
okay
true.
with it too, right? So they could be good. Just don't push your because I'm a big tennis person. Now, I mean, I was
Tennis too.
Yeah.
Tennis is great.
Tennis is good. You can play. That's why my dad put me in. But I'm also was 24 in the country. Like I served 90 miles an hour. So when people say, "Oh,
Okay.
let's play," I'm like, "Oh."
You're an
Like,
expert.
okay,
So
sure,
basically,
and
we
I
can't
just
play because I'm
pretend.
terrible. I play for
No.
recreation.
No, it's fine. No, but I'm just saying it's so like for me, like that's a work. Like that was my life. I mean, literally my life forever. And
Yeah.
then you just kind of like that's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to like
But
tennis.
it's a great
to, like,
point. It doesn't. You don't have to like the same things to
Right.
like each other.
Exactly.
But it does give a really good indication, and sometimes physical fitness is an extremely important thing to people. So I
Right.
do meet a lot of guys, especially who will say, I'm not going to date a woman who's not physically fit or who is not taking care of her body. It's important to them to date a woman who's really into her physical fitness as well. Those are things you can tell with your profile picture. Put that in there. If you really like to go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning where the roosters are crowing, I need to know that because I'm not a morning person.
yeah.
So
you
we're
wake me up at 4. No.
just don't and say you did.
Yeah. We'll have earbuds in.
Right.
That sound machine will be on high.
Great things. What else can we put in a profile picture or profile? Because sometimes you get words.
Yes,
So
and you should write something. And there's
Yes.
because it's obviously you're based on the character limitations, right? So that's why I always say the emojis are actually a good thing, right? So you can tell a story. Right, you can literally put like 12 different emojis. Like these are my jams, right? And
True.
and I'm telling you, humor people, especially for the guys. Girls love funny guys. I mean,
Absolutely.
they do, and vice versa. So write something funny, unique, or it's something that you can write a response back to, right?
or generate a conversation.
Generate a conversation
Yes.
like, oh, you in, for whatever. Like I like blah blah, but be honest. Like actually, I like those things.
Yes.
And don't have someone else write it too much that it's not you.
So
like you
true.
can. It's hard to write about yourself. You ask your friend or someone to write like, will you write my profile? Or there's services that actually do it, so you can do that too. or research it on different apps. So I mean, there's
There's a lot of things you can do.
A lot of things.
Make
you can
it
do.
interesting.
Yes,
Make it you.
make it
Show
you.
your personality through your profile.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to do. I mean, you can learn almost everything you need to know about most people by reading their profiles. Also, let me tell you, what you post on social media
Thank
really
you.
tells a lot about who you are.
Amen.
People like to say it doesn't, but that is not true. I get so many people who are like, well, you can't tell based off my profile. Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, yes.
I can learn a lot about your religious views, your political beliefs, your community service by reading through your timeline. Takes like 2
Yes.
seconds, and I've
Yes.
learned all I need to know, and that can be a yes or a no when it comes to whether or not somebody
Well,
wants
think
to
about
date
what
you.
you're posting too. Is it appropriate? I mean, especially if you never know who's looking at your profile, right? It could
So
be
true.
business, personal, or even down the road.
Yes.
For especially around here, the DMV is so small, and to write something that's inappropriate on either side. I mean, like to an extent, like
Yes.
you know what I mean, like talking bad about women or men or too much. I
Absolutely.
mean, that's gonna become problematic, especially if at work for a job. If the people were looking for a job,
Well, they're doing that now. Most
Oh, right,
jobs
that's
do
right, yeah.
scan your
Yeah, they
social
scan-
media
yeah.
profile because people put so much information out there.
Yeah.
If I want to get a good view of who you are, I just go to your social media. I'm going to learn all I need to know. I can go look at your pictures on Instagram if it's not private.
Right.
I can go look at your Facebook page. I can go look at your LinkedIn professional page. So I can get a
Exactly.
pretty good gauge
Yeah.
of whether or not I want to pursue business opportunities,
Yeah.
personal opportunities, or
Yeah.
even a friendship. Not even
Yeah.
just relationship, but a friendship. Looking at a person's social media.
Absolutely.
It's very telling.
Oh yeah.
People should put more effort into
Yeah.
what they're saying about
True
themselves.
story. That is true. Okay, so we're going to do Dating Dictionary, and Renee Allen just came in.
Hi.
Woo! Make sure you guys stay tuned for Renee Allen's show, which is coming up next, right after mine. So we talk about the Dating Dictionary, and I created this segment because there are so many dating terms out there, especially
Yes.
with ghosting, breadcrumbing, benching.
I make
mean-
my own up.
Oh, you do? Okay, what are yours?
Oh, I have Slick Ninja,
Oh, okay.
I
See,
have-
I didn't even know. I need to update this. Okay,
Slick Ninja, Greasy Grasshopper. Those
Okay.
are the ones that like to slide into your inbox, but they're trifling, and you gotta discard them. Wackadoodles. That's my nice way of saying somebody's crazy.
Okay, wackadoodles.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So yeah, those are a few that I have.
Okay, so what's the slick ones?
Slick ninjas.
Yeah.
Usually those are my terms for married men that are trying to
Oh.
be slick, knowing that they're in a relationship.
Ooh. That is like karma, people.
Nasty ninjas. Those are the ones that send inappropriate photos online.
Stop it.
Absolutely. Nasty ninja. Hashtag nasty
Hashtag.
ninja.
I know. It's like when they say like, "Oh, what about? Do you have WhatsApp?" You're like, "Okay, this is gonna be bad." Like, no, I don't.
Absolutely.
This is not going to be productive. Okay, like there's things I'm probably not going to want to see and will be forever burned in my memory. That
Why
is,
do people think that's appropriate?
I don't know. It's like, hey, and then hey, what's that? What's your WhatsApp? So
Yeah, no
No,
thanks.
I'm good. Like we're good here.
No thanks.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
I'm not
So,
saying
yeah, those-
that. I mean, because the people can snap that and then it's forever on and use
And
it against you.
Exactly. And I tell people that all the time. It takes 1 second to
To go
screenshot something.
snip.
So
Yeah.
why would you put that out there? You think that it's personal in between you and another person, but in this day and age where people are so vindictive and they take their vindictiveness on social media, yeah, it's not worth it. Like,
Yeah, look at
just-
Rob Kardashian. Look what
Oh,
he did.
absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
we ain't got
well,
enough time
I know.
in a day
we
for
know
that.
exactly. But I'm just saying. I mean, look at what happened.
He
I mean,
did.
he went nasty, Graham.
yeah, he did, and it's a thin line between love and hate. People forget that. People are different. People are very different between normal day to day and going through a breakup and a divorce.
Yeah.
You really want to know what somebody thinks about you? Get
yeah.
divorced. Go through a breakup. Then you'll really kind of find out who people really are.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, what are some other
Okay,
dating dictionaries?
so dating. Oh yeah, cuffing season. We got a few more minutes. Cuffing season. So let me just tell you guys what this is because a lot of people don't know. So I'm gonna bring it in here. So let's see, where is it? I got benching, cuffing. So it's the winter season. Okay, winter is upon us.
The winter is coming.
Yeah. So cuffing season is basically when you're essentially chaining yourself to another person through the season. It sounds so animalistic. As it turns out, yes, they really do. This is from dating app Hinge, polled thousands of its active users and asked which month they were interested in finding a casual hookup or a date. And they said they're looking for in the winter, well, women are 5% interested in something more committed. So then they just dump you in the spring. So it's just really just to keep you warm and snuggle. And then there's also, what do they say? Because you're losing the light, so you're tired more. You want to stay indoors.
Really?
That's what they say.
Cuffing season is a real.
It's a real
situation.
thing. No, it's a real deal.
It is a real
And they
season.
use the summer months leading up to it to
scout.
To scout. Yes.
Scouting. So you
drafting.
Go through,
It's
yes.
actually drafting season.
Yes. So cuffing is
Yeah.
usually drafting, but there is a scouting period, which is
True
usually
story.
happens in the summer. And then preseason is when you're kind of narrowing down the people that you've scouted.
Well, what if you
assessing
get
the
benched?
talent.
Like, what if you got benched?
No, you just drop them. They get cut. We don't have benches in cuffing season. We
You're just
cut.
done? Well,
We
that
cut.
sucks.
If you made it on a practice squad, you kind of
You
hold
ain't
them
going
there.
to the pros. You're
You
done.
kind of hold them there. Then if you get cuffed, if you're lucky enough to make it
if
through
you're the only
whole
one cuffed.
season,
Here's the question, though. How many cuffers are there?
there's a lot of cuffers. You probably cuffing somebody who's cuffing somebody. True story.
I've heard this. And it
I'm so
all calls
serious.
dating karma people.
Yes, it's true story. Like
I can't even stand it.
you're probably cuffing somebody who's cuffing somebody because
I
you
can see
don't know
that.
how long you're gonna stay on somebody's team.
Oh, God.
So it's
This
kind
is
of like a
draining.
backup
This
plan.
is why I created this, to help everybody. And I'm like,
So listen, it's a crazy
it's
world.
just, you just got to go with the flow.
You do.
You
Well,
just-
I don't want to be cuffed, and you shouldn't either. Like, I want to know what your cuffing intentions are. What does that mean exactly?
You are mine for the season.
Right.
You are mine through the winter.
What are your intentions during cuffing season? Like, do I get a handcuff? Like, do I get a locket?
Do you get-
What does that
like,
mean?
Is it a bracelet?
What kind of
Is
contract
like,
am I
do we have
signing?
two that match together and then we're cuffed?
Do
when
you
we
have a
see-
cuffing agent? Like, yeah,
That's a good question. I
No
don't know.
thanks.
But we are on a time for this evening. This is hilarious. Oh, my God. Thank you so much, Winter.
No problem.
Now, how does everybody get in touch with you?
You can follow me on all social media at Harris Winter. It's my first and last name backwards on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just in case you can't really friend me on Facebook, you can go to my Facebook page, which is The Winter Harris. And then you can go to my website. It's winterharris.org.
Yeah. And she's awesome. And thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And have a great week. And we will see you soon. See ya. Bye.